Everything that you've been told about happiness is wrong. And I want to show you what you should have been told, but you know you really need to hear. And as I talk about this guide to happiness, I want to talk about what no one ever told you. This is what we've been told about happiness. Happiness is generally about how much money you have, happiness is generally about the type of person that is in your life, how great your social media page is, how many followers that you have, how much money is in your bank, what car that you're driving, you being able to go through life with nothing but thrills and frills and no type of issues at all. That's not what happiness is all about. Here's the thing about happiness: happiness is generally quantified based on what is happening. Based on what is happening. Happiness is not based on what is happening. Happiness says, in the midst of all that, even when things are not going the right way that I think it should go, even when things are not going the way that you want them to go, you're still able to have hope. You're still able to believe. You're still able to move into a greater place of joy that moves you even beyond just happiness. Happiness is generally based on what's happening. Most people, whenever things are not going their way, they crash emotionally. They crashing out. How many times do you see it on social media? How many times do you see it in the news? People are crashing out every day. Not you though, because you're gonna have emotional regulation. You're gonna move into a place of greater emotional maturity. You're gonna move into a greater place of emotional self-awareness. And one of those key ingredients, when we're talking about the guide to happiness, what no one ever told you, is that gratitude is one of those particular aspects. I'm not talking about you securing the bag. I'm talking about you securing gratitude right now. Because no matter what you have, if you're not gracious for it, if you're not don't have any great graciousness and you have any gratitude for it, you're gonna lose it. It'll never be enough because there'll be something internally that is deficient that you're always chasing and never grasping. Gratitude says, I'm grateful for what it is that I have. Gratitude says, I'm counting my blessings. The things that most people think are just so bare minimum that they don't even think about, how they can hear, how they can see, how they have all their five senses, how they have mobility. Those are the things that you have gratitude for. Those are things that, here it is, you are grateful for. Most people don't count their blessings. They keep counting everybody else's blessings. They keep counting what everybody else has. Now they move into a place of comparison. They move into a place of insecurity. They move into a place of covetousness because they're always looking at what somebody else has and they ignore the blessings of what it is that they have. When was the last time that you wrote down and said, you know what, I'm grateful for one, two, three, four, five things, or however many things those things are? Gratitude always creates room for more. And so many people want more without being grateful for what they already have. And many people do not have an attitude of gratitude. They got an attitude of ineptitude. They have an attitude to look at what everybody else has, but not focus on who it is that they are. Got to adopt an attitude of gratitude. Gratitude is one of those guides to your greatness. Gratitude is one of those things that puts your compassion into action. I'm grateful for just breathing, being able to breathe life. I'm grateful not just existing, but living. Why? Because as long as you have a pulse, you have a purpose. If you're not dead, God is not done. There's another aspect to this, and that aspect is giving. That aspect is giving. Gratitude says I'm reflecting. I'm reflecting. I'm not regretting. I'm appreciating what it is that I have. I'm grateful for what is that is also coming. I'm reducing my stress level because I'm grateful for what it is that I have. Giving now moves me into a greater place of taking my mindset to a greater level, into a greater dimension, to say, because of what it is that I've been blessed with, I have an onus, I have a responsibility to now give back to help other people move forward. When we're looking at increased poverty, when we're looking at increased food insecurity, when we're looking at increase of those who are vulnerably housed, impoverished, isn't there something that now pulls you to say, I have to have compassion for the least of these? The least, the last, the lost, the left out, the overlooked, the underserved, and the underrepresented, to where life is not about you just taking something. Life is about you giving to help other people move forward. Life is about you giving back to help other people move forward. Life says, I want to pay it forward. I don't want to just be a person who is so selfish when I need to be a person who's selfless. And too many people we know are selfish. It's all about I and give the rest of the vowels back. If they were a radio show, if they had a radio dial, it would be WIIFM, because it's all about what's in it for me. But when gratitude is your attitude, now it compels you to give. When you have a mindset to give, here's the thing. Now you're looking for ways to help somebody out in the community. Now you're looking to say, what doors can I open? What ways can be made? How can I help somebody do this, that, and the other? How can I now push people to move their life to another level? What is it that I can do to mentor? What is it that I can do to serve? How can I partner with a nonprofit organization? Many of the things that we've been able to do, as I've been the pastor of the Remnant Worshipers Ministry in the city of Detroit, is developing outreach. And I remember telling some people just the other day, I said, listen, we can't expect people to come in here if we won't go out there. Right? We have to expand our hands. We have to expand who it is that we are by going out to where it is that people are. We have to meet people where it is that they are. Just because we have a name on a building, just because we have an address, just because we have a particular location, does not mean that people are going to come in here. We have to have the compassion that says, I'm going to give to other people. And now, whether they come in here or not, at least we're doing our job. But gratefully, they've been able to come in simply because we've gone out and we've made outreach a part of our ministry. Are you making outreach a part of your life? Are you putting your compassion into action? Recognizing that other people beyond you have value too. You're not the only person with value, but other people have value as well. They may not have as much money as you, but they have value. They may have a low socioeconomic status, but they have value. They may not have as much education as you, but they have value. How do you meet people on the level of where it is that they are, but also empower them to go to a greater dimension? Guide to happiness. Guide to happiness. What many people have never told you is that you got to have gratitude. You got to have a mindset to give, but also you got to unlock your greatness. It's gratitude, it's giving, it's greatness. You unlock your greatness by tapping into your purpose. As long as you have a pulse, you have a purpose, as I said. A job is what you're paid for, but your purpose and your calling is what you're made for. What is it that you were created to do? Who's stopping you from moving into that particular place? Are you an impediment in your own path? Are you the person standing in your way for you going to another level, into another dimension? Are you the enemy internally? Because oftentimes the greatest enemy is the enemy. And so now when I move into that particular place, of a mindset that says, yes, I have a purpose. I have to move into a place of greatness. When you're doing inventory of your life, do you see greatness in your fitness routine? Do you see greatness in your spiritual walk? Do you see greatness in how it is that you navigate your job or your business? Do you see greatness in the fact that you are a particular family man or family woman? In your finances, is there greatness? Does it now provide a reflection of greatness? And if not, there's some changes that have to be made. Why? Because how you do anything dictates how you do everything. And a lot of times, the lack of greatness in one particular area now becomes a trickle down effect in every area. Now's the time to unlock that greatness. What can you do to unlock the greatness within you? Who are you at your core? What were you created to do? Where are you going? Who are the type of individuals that you want coming with you? When you begin to answer these particular questions, now here's what that does. That now gives you a compass. That now gives you direction as a guide to happiness, as a guide to greater gratitude, as a guide to greater giving, as a guide to greater greatness. Because if you fail to tap into that greatness, there's always going to be a lack of fulfillment. You're always going to be reaching and never grasping. You're always going to be looking at what everybody else has, but not focused on who it is that you are. You're always going to be asking for folks, will you like me? Will you love me? Will you see any value in me? And you're going to base your happiness based upon a particular relationship. Somebody should not be able to come to your life and say, listen, well, your happiness is predicated on them, this, that, and the other. Listen, it's got to be to a particular place to where you're saying, I'm not waiting on anybody to make me happy. If anything, what they should do, they should add to your happiness. Here's what they should never be. They should never be the sum total of your happiness. Nobody can really make you happy. You have to have that happiness internally. And now the right type of people should be able to add to that. But they should not be the sum total of your happiness. And when you understand that happiness is generally based upon what's happening, you need something greater than just happiness. You got to tap into a level of joy. Because here's what joy says. Joy says, despite what is happening, I still have peace that passes all understanding. Are you hearing me? Joy says, despite what's happening, I have peace that passes all understanding. I may not understand it, but I do believe that everything is going to work out the right way that it needs to work out. All things are working together for the good. It's hurting, but it's working. Disappointing, but it's working. Unnerving, but it's working. Challenging, but it is working for good. Because I'm tapped into gratitude, giving, and greatness as my guide to not just happiness, but to joy. Old folks say, church, back in the day, this joy I have, the world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Don't allow anybody to steal your joy, but tap into it. There's going to be a whole bunch of greater guides for you to harness and to access when you soar into my amazing Eagles community, my Eagles Academy. Go right now to theeaglesacademy.com is where I'm coaching, I'm teaching, I'm training, I'm mentoring, I'm empowering you to tap into the greatness that's within you. It's time for you to do more, become more, earn more, learn more when it comes to developing your ideas, your impact, your influence, increasing your income. Wouldn't you want to do that? I know you do. Don't you see yourself in a transformed state? Don't you see yourself in a greater place in your mind, in your will, your emotions, and your relationships, in your finance, and your business, building the blueprint for where it is that you want to be in your life? All of that takes place in my Eagles community. I want you to go there right now, theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form. I guarantee you're going to be transformed. I know without a shadow of doubt that you were transformed by this conversation. You were transformed by this conversation. So I want you to, give a donation, give a love donation, even right now on Cash App, $ Dr. Eddie Ministries, on PayPal, info@eddieconnor.com, and then even on Zelle, EddieConnorJr at gmail.com. You've been empowered by this conversation. Send a love donation. Your gifts help me to do one of those things that I was talking about, giving in a greater way. As you give, it helps me to give in a greater way. So I'm really helping to mitigate, stomp out food insecurity in this city, affecting so many people who are vulnerably housed and impoverished, mentoring many of our young brothers through literacy, leadership, life skills enrichment, so on and so forth, so much more. You can help me by partnering with me to do that. I would that you would give that gift of love so that I can now give back to other people in a greater way. Links in the chat, links in the description of this video for how and where to give. Thank you so much for your views. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate your love donations as well. Hit that thumbs up button on this video. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. In this conversation, I've been growing your greatness. I'm going to grow our channel for change, channel that creates change and that breaks chains. Also, follow me on social media at EddieConnorJr. Put some respect on my name, family. EddieConnorJr. Let me know what you thought about the show in the comments below. On your mark, get set, go. You know I got to go. But I want you to know it's yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand, your brother. And I mean that from another mother. Family has been fun. But you know, brother, got to run. So I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure. But I want you, yes, you to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, brighter. Peace and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring higher.